Hi guys, it's Nena, Foxy Mama 365. I am with the Queen Amina and the Real Blessing Show. At the Real Blessing Show, yes, we're here again. We're going to be talking about the 12 demands by the Nigerian youth, the NSAS movement. It looks like the government is not doing anything. Like I see, the more we look, the less we see. I'm seeing less and less. I don't honestly, maybe they're not taking the youth seriously. I don't even know. Honestly, I really don't know what is going on. So I'm happy to have Queen here. Queen, and please kindly introduce yourselves to the viewers.
My name is Queen Amina. Thank you so much for having me on the show. And yeah, we're going to be talking, like she said, about what's going on. Go ahead.
Blessing, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Foxy Mama 365. It's always good to be among your midst, so I'm glad to be here. Let's take it up and see what we have to do with Nigeria.
Nice. Thank you guys for coming up today and for being with us. So I don't know. I'm sure you guys we've talked about the 545 demands, and after that, there was on the 20th of October, last week, a little over a week ago, there was the bloody massacre, and I'll continue to say massacre. I know that everybody keeps saying, "Oh, it's not just a massacre." I don't get it. So since then, we haven't heard much from our government. I don't know why we saw Inspector Fashola, detective Fashola. The more we look, the less, and then of course, it's pretty much concerning also in the Lagos House of Assembly, in the Lagos House, the people our leaders seem to be more angry at us, at the youth, at people talking, at social media, people just talking. As I'm speaking to you right now, there is a lawsuit to ban Twitter in Nigeria. It is unbelievable, So what do you guys think? We're going to keep talking about the 5 for 5, and now we're moved into the 12 for 12. The 12 for 12, the very first thing on the agenda. So this 12 for 12, I think people pretty much sign and say they are the concerned Nigerian youth. So I'm not sure if it would be really good if they are like really, really stringent and say what they want. Queen, what do you think? I know you have the list. What do you think is the most important thing on that list for you?
Well, again, thank you for having me on the show. And before I go into that, it's rather unfortunate that a country like Nigeria, a great country like Nigeria, the people are crying. The country itself is bleeding. And for the government and the officials not to see that they have the infantry to stand and say that the youths are looting, the youths are destroying things, the youths are doing this and the youths are doing that. It just weakens my whole spirit, because the truth is they have refused to see the underlying issues. These children are not animals. They will not just wake up one day and start destroying things. And I would come to your questions. They will not wake up one day and start destroying things. I condemn completely the destruction of anything, whether lives or infrastructures or, anything. Why? Because these same things that you're destroying, you're going to need them. And the money that the government is supposed to use to give to you to resolve these issues, to build schools for you, to build hospitals for you, to build roads for you, they're going to first now use this money to go and start rebuilding the things that you have destroyed. So you're bringing the country back to worse than even before the protest started. So 100% I condemn the destruction of anything. Having said that, the government, to, like you said, coming out and being angry at the youth, I would say shame on every single one of them, because they have refused, just as always, to see the causes of these things. It was quite interesting. Before I go into one of the most important of all the 12 demands, it was interesting to know that Moji Shola Ali, spoke at one of the, roundtable talk and saying that she went to school in the UK where other children are there also, and they were not hoodlums. They did not become hoodlums because they have unemployment. My goodness gracious. First of all, it's a shame on you to say you left your country to go to school in the UK. Why didn't you go to school in Nigeria? If Nigeria was very good for you, the schools in Nigeria were good for you. Why do you have to go to another man's land to go to school? And for the fact that you are opportuned to even have, do you know how much it costs an international student in pounds to go to school? And I'm pretty sure she didn't go to school internationally for 1 year. She must have been there for 4 years or 5 years or more. Going to school, that is Nigerian money. Show me what you do, Moji Fashola, that you have money to go to that school. What business do you own before you went to that school? What is your father doing? What's your mother doing? And then you come out, you have the audacity to say the youths are hoodlums because they are lazy. She went on to say, oh, they should look within themselves to see their talent. Excuse me? Even the Nigerian youths are super talented. They're so creative. Everything that I do on social media, everything that I do on my website, every picture, everything, Nigerian youths are the ones working for me remotely. They're so talented, so creative.
That is true.
Are there any platform, any foundation that is in Nigeria right now saying that a youth comes out and say, I am the best artist to draw things? And Nigeria will say, okay, like over here, you will get opportunity to apply for grants for you to be able to start that business. Tell me what Nigeria have in place for such youth when they look into themselves and come out with talent. Show it to me. I can keep going on, but I'm going to stop here for now. Just to address what you're saying, that what is the most important in the 12 for 12? There is no most important. Everything is A-class important. It is time that we have a brand new Nigeria where things work, period.
Totally agree. How dare you come and tell us to look inward? Like,
excuse me?
What do you think Nigerian youth have been doing for the last 10, 20? What do you think all of us have been doing?
Angry.
You have engineers going into music, you have people, doing sewing. Nigerians are doing everything. But we're only asking that please create an enabling environment. Give us light.
That's it.
If I'm a tailor, if I'm a designer, she said we should become designers.
Thank you.
If I'm
no electricity to run the machine.
I pass my neighbor generator. Then after you buy the generator, you now have to go and look for fuel. Fuel price is how it's like. Create an enabling environment for people to do this.
That's all these children are asking.
Okay, Lillian, what do you have to say? Lillian is here today. Blessing, I'm sorry about that. Be sure to check out the Real Blessing Chukwu show. What do you have to say? What say you about our leaders pointing finger back at us, the young ones, and saying that they are on drugs? She actually said that they are on drugs and that they need some kind to be talked to very often. And what do you say?
Okay, on that, if they are on drugs, because you let them be on drugs.
Oh, dear.
If you had given them a job, if you had given them resources, if you have educated them, if you have given them what they need to function properly, some of these kids could be depressed and oppressed. So They have to do what they can do to survive. If the very country that say we are Nigerians are not helping their own people, what do you expect them to do? What do you have them do? You have to do the needful. You have to fix all that need to be fixed. You have to create a job for these young people. They are not lazy. Nigerian youths are very hardworking. They are very hardworking. They are not lazy. So we need to give them what they need to be useful and to be productive. If they don't have it, they can't do it.
That's right.
That's right. So in addition to that, in addition to blaming the youth and saying that the youths are the ones that are the problem, they also said social media too is the problem. According to Desmond Elliott, Queen, I know you know him, Desmond Elliott said, these children, he he called our youth these children. Now he talk, he say, that they have no respect.
First of all, Desmond Elliott himself is a child.
Like the last I checked.
I am older than
and not only that, Desmond also, like, of course, video started to circulate. I want to say, well, everything. Unfortunately, I can't play the video because I don't have the rights to that, and I don't want YouTube to shut me down and all of that. But Desmond came out and said they actually stole the staff, and that in 5 years' time there will be no Nigeria because there's no more culture. Social media people are taking it too far. They need to call people to order, and pretty much he just insulted Nigerian youths. He did come on after he was dragged through the mud. After he was dragged, he came back and he apologized. And pretty much what he said, let me see, I think I have that. So let me quickly read that for us so that we can see within Desmond. And he was literally in tears. But you know, because Desmond is an actor, so he said, according to Uncle Desmond, I have read your honest feedback and suggestions. I sincerely apologize for addressing the youth as children. I did not mean to be insensitive with this. It was born out of a magnitude of destruction and looting of business I witnessed when I went on a tour of my constituency. I saw women crying and my constituent members distraught as a result of the damages inflicted on their sources of livelihood. I was moved by this while giving my submission on the floor of the House. I allowed my emotions to get the better of me, and for this I apologize to everyone. My earlier statements may have hurt. Yeah, so pretty much.
So, first of all, for those of you watching right now and the people that are going to watch later, I know Desmond personally, and he is an amazing, amazing guy. Desmond is an extremely amazing guy. He's a gentleman to the core, okay? Again, just like he allowed his emotions to get the best of him, the youth allowed their emotions to get the best of them.
So, not so much that the youth even allowed their best to get to them. It's what is going on they are reacting to. The way things are happening in Nigeria, you cannot say that they did not overreact.
I'm just trying to give credit to the devil. I'm just trying to play the devil's advocate here. Let's say, you know what I mean? His emotions got the best of him. The emotions of the youth got the best of him. So, equation balance. Right? Like what you said, Blessing, the truth is a hungry man is always
an angry man,
and anger has no other end result but violence. When someone is angry, that person ends up doing violent things. That's why I will keep bringing back the Bible, because that's my go-to area. That's why the Bible wants that in your anger. Jesus never told us not to be angry. He himself got angry and whipped people from the synagogue. He literally took a whip. That's how the Bible described it. He literally took a whip and whipped them out of his father's home.
That's right. Because he said, "Be angry, but don't sleep on it."
Into
be angry, don't sleep on it. Yeah.
Right? Just like they're turning the place of a government into a place of trading and buying and selling. The government house is not a place to buy and sell, people. It's a place to sit down and think with your head how you are going to make a country better for the life of the citizens. It's not a place to be sitting down on your phone negotiating how billions of naira will be flying your international account.
That's true.
How is it that they enter power and then they forget where they came from? Like, for me, that, for instance, Desmond kept on saying, there was a clip that they showed of him saying he still goes on social media and how he used social media to become where he is, and he still touches base with his people. And now he's calling social media to be withdrawn and to be pulled back, and for people on social media to not talk and to be silent. I'm
and you know the thing is that Foxy Mama, is that when Nigerians, they make it in life, they think that the rest of the people are not worthy and they are useless or they are beneath them. And then they can speak to them anyhow. Let's go back to where Desmond Elliott came from. I know him. He was in my house a few times. You know, let's go to where he came from and start from there.
See, Nena, the truth is that for us to see any headway, two things, okay? Number one, even before reforming police and, you know, pay this and pay that person, the very first thing, let us see if Lie will come out and lie, if Desmond will come out and act, if Moji will come out and scream wolf, reduce their salary to minimum wage, pay them per hour.
Perfect.
$15 an hour from presidential to whoever they have. $15 an hour.
Pay them by the hour. Then
and cut off all those international traveling, cut off all those plenty.
Yep.
I love one video that I watch. Oh my goodness.
Let me go. That is the 7th item on the 12 for 12. It says reduce the salaries of NASS. That's now.
Right. And the private jets.
Explain to me, Queen, how it is that after you have been a senator, you've been a governor, you've even been a president, you still expect to keep collecting pension. It's part of the demands. I don't know if that was part, but definitely people are asking that they need to cut off this pension, because how do you? I don't make sense.
I don't agree with that.
Dry.
No, I don't agree with that pension, because
I don't agree with that. They should.
But they need to do it well. Yes, they need to portion for everybody.
Yes, they worked. They served the country if they served. So everybody that have served the country, they should put a certain amount of money.
They have to be given new cars.
That's what I'm saying. That's rubbish.
Past pension.
That is
those they should cut off.
Okay?
Those should be cut off. Everybody that works deserve their pension.
Yes,
because they don't know when they're gonna die. They need it to continue to live.
Correct.
But certain things, those little incentive that they are giving now that is overrated, should stop.
Okay, so let's go straight into the 12 for 12, so that we've kind of deviated from our subject. So the first thing is to sign the Electoral Act amendment, which will, and they give them 30 days to do this. I don't think that one will happen within 30 days, though. But we continue to try. Then they said they need 10 youths. This is their second item. 10 youths to be sent to Abuja for deliberation from different parts of Nigeria.
From each state,
From each state. And I
have the youths delegated, recognized, and identified those delegates themselves.
Then the third thing they asked is for the service chiefs to be removed, and they should appoint new ones. Being that the service chiefs are the ones that were in control in the army and all of that, Air Force, and that they have failed because there's literally no security in Nigeria. What do you think? Should the service chiefs be removed? Naval Force, all of them, Army and Air Force.
See, the thing is, generally, all this remove and add this and demanding, and it's not going to resolve Nigerian problem. That is not going to resolve. That is not the Nigerian problem, because it's going to be garbage in and garbage out. Because who is the person you are going to replace? Is that person? That person has their eyes are seen for they
need to be trained properly to do the job.
So removing one person and putting another person will never resolve Nigeria problem. Nigeria
will make it worse.
Is from grassroots. It needs to tackle again from the beginning, the foundation of things. Somebody that have a heart for their country first and a heart for the citizen. That is why that seat of all the government positions need to be unattractive with money.
That's true.
That's number one.
I totally agree with that. They should need to reduce all the salaries.
Cut off everything and say, okay, so now we are going to be looking for somebody that is going to volunteer their time. Come and serve in this place. And is your salary $15 an hour.
That's right.
And you only allow 8 hours a week.
That's right.
30,000 minimum wage. They should go revert everybody. They should start collecting 30,000 minimum wage.
Let's see how many true patriotic Nigerians will come out to serve.
Yes.
You're going to ride every public transport for free. You're going to have one police security officer to be with you, and more many houseboy, house girl. If you can afford it yourself through your business,
you got it. That's
but
right.
government is not providing that. So let's see how many Nigerians will come out and say, I am going to contest for Minister of Housing. I am going to contest for this.
And
Then
anyone that contests, really loves Nigeria and really want to help Nigeria move
that is
forward.
where the change will come from.
Yes.
It's not remove this person, end SARS. You can end SARS and
it's not going to take the
RAS, whatever, reverse the letters. It's not going to change the Nigerian
not much. Yes.
They also asked that the government agencies should publish their monthly income and expenditure.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And I totally agree with that, because last year we found out that JAMB was making they said JAMB was making, I think, about 300 million, and they had only been remitting about 30 or so. There was so much, or 300 billion, I think it was, and they were only remitting 3 billion to the government coffers. So this had been going on for years and years and years, until the ex-minister of finance discovered this and was like, what? How can this continue to go on as a country? How do we, people in public office, feel that they can cut away? Then they will come and tell us that the money was eaten by snakes. Please, what do you think? Snake, they chop money.
Well, they are the snakes, you
know.
No,
the snake in Nigeria.
They are the snakes that
snake in Nigeria are specially breeded.
They
are the snakes. If they're not the snake that swallowed 36 million, who else is a snake?
Please, can I become one of those snakes?
Look at the example of the things that they heard. If we didn't know and this didn't happen, we will know that we are hoarding it. And next year, they will start distributing it for another election.
Yeah.
So who is the snake? I want to see the snake.
The Mojisola said she was holding those things for her birthday to distribute.
But it's not his in the first place. It belongs to the people of Nigeria.
Make this thing up. You really, really can't. She actually came online and I know that another senator said, oh, he was also holding the palliatives that he was intending to distribute it on his birthday to the people. And everybody's looking at
like, he will get the credit.
And then one wondering why pregnant women are going to loot, and how can a pregnant woman go out? People are hungry. People are angry.
Nena, the truth is, see, if you don't walk in someone's shoes, you don't know where it hurts.
That's right.
Okay, somebody like Mojisola, I'm pretty sure she's never really, stayed a day without hunger, or maybe she did and she forgot. People like us, we've tested it. I've seen where money is. I've tested it. I've enjoyed it. And at the same time, I've seen where there's abject poverty.
True.
I know what it is to be without. And I know what it is to have too much.
So let me go back to this point, Queen. Let me just interrupt you quickly, because Tayo is saying, leave salaries and remove pension.
Even the salaries. How can a minister, a House of Rep receive 50 million? 50? Come on, guys. The people that are watching over them are receiving 10,000, and even the 10,000, they will tell you, I will pay tomorrow.
Yes.
Well, Tayo, please. 50 million? Do you know what that is in dollars?
They need to keep the salary. They need to keep the salary.
I really want
the pension, because let them experience what all these older people, retirees, are experiencing. To see that these people have gone through so much. They should remove the salary and leave the pension. Everybody deserves a pension when they work for their country.
They need the pension, because when they get older, they have spent a certain time of their lives for Nigeria. So it's only fair to compensate them when they can no longer go to work.
Exactly.
The salary should still be there, but their salary should be not something that will get them rich. You don't go to serve the government to become rich.
No, you don't.
A leader
serve the government to help your people.
That's
to
right.
grow your people, to support your people, to be a voice for your people. That's why you serve in government.
Nigeria is one of the only countries that I see that when you have money, people worship you even if you're nothing.
I know.
I'm serious. Like
It's true. It's true.
when
You come from nowhere, you become rich overnight.
everybody worships you.
frustrates for you.
Yeah, like
that is terrible. And then that's why you see they want to hold on to the money. Everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to have it.
Because that's the only way you command power.
Money.
That's the only way you command power in Nigeria, which is wrong.
Okay, then their next demand is that each state should generate electricity. And by doing that, pretty much they're going to be taking that power for, Nigerian PHCN or PCHN, Nigerian, electric company. They're going to be
the problem with
that. Is it possible then for the states to start generating power for themselves?
I'll tell you the problem with that. It will be a beautiful thing if they can achieve it. But I'll tell you the problem with that. Again, it goes back to if the mindset is not flushed, whoever is going to be sitting on that throne, controlling whatever thing, is going to become the same snake again that swallows 36 million.
Exactly.
Okay. So,
and it's gonna be only going to the rich people, their friends, and their family.
Or
so it's better the federal government keeps it going, and then the states will.
It has, but the federal government has failed. I know at the moment they're going into a contract with General Electric. This I was information I have firsthand that they're trying to get into a contract with General Electric to begin to distribute the electricity. That has always been pumping the electricity has not always been an issue for us. It has always been the distribution. They have been unable to properly the DISCOs. I don't know if you know about that. The DISCOs, who are the distributing companies, have been unable to meet demand. I think to get it's just been an impossible task. So the federal government has failed. So I'm up for if the state governments want to try and do something for themselves. But
unless they're gonna have a very solidified arrangement, way of doing things, because we all know Nigeria, that no matter what they do as of right now, hopefully this will change things. Corruption will always come in, you understand? So they need to have a solidified arrangement for that, and making sure that the states, because my sister, they will not give it. It will go back to the hands of the beholders and those who call themselves rich guys, and then they will start putting their people in charge of everything, and then they will start picking who they will give and they will not give. And those people they give are those that give them the bribe, which is, again, going to consume the 36 million. Now they'll be consuming gas or whatever it is that they do the electricity with. It's absurd. I can't understand. Nigeria is just unbelievable.
Well, in my opinion, the government has failed to provide electricity. At the moment, everybody's running on generator. It's so crazy. Even the people that had the big generators cannot run. They are now having to buy smaller generators to run during the day, and then big generators to run through the night. And
that's crazy.
The government has failed, definitely.
That's unacceptable.
Their next demand pretty much is reduce pump price. This is a very, very, while the youth were watching Big Brother, the government increased fuel prices, which is a shame. And
when you say reduce fuel price,
that's not be me talk.
When the youth are demanding reduced fuel price, first of all, who controls the fuel price? Do you understand? First of all, who controls it? Where is the money for the fuel itself? Nigeria produces massive oil, not quantities that I had the figures, but I don't know where I wrote it. Nigeria produces quite a lot of oil for the citizens not to suffer, right? When we're saying reduce price oil, who is controlling it, or what is controlling it should be a better question. Is it the market analysis that is controlling the oil, or some cabals that owns oil wells that are controlling it? So if I reduce it because you requested in your 12 for 12, when next am I going to increase it is the question, because it's still going to be increased when the next person gets there. As long as it's not benefiting whoever is controlling it, they're not going to keep it permanently. They might do it right now to keep you quiet. But when next is it going to be increased? When the Minister for Petroleum is changed? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We go back to training, retraining the mindset of Nigerians, both the leaders and the youth, the whole citizen. You know, as much as I don't like Donald Trump, you're hearing me, I don't like you. I just don't like your ego, right? But I would agree with this guy for one thing. And you guys can go drag me down on social media for all I care. I don't give a hoot.
No,
You know, when this guy said that he needs to recolonize Nigerians or black people, or whatever he said, I was angry that day. I felt like I should walk to the White House that day. But do you know, if you come to think about this thing, our Nigerian people need to be retrained. The Nigerian mindset. You know, people like Murray Bruce, they're not many. People like Wole Soyinka, they are not many in Nigeria. There are very few people like that. So the majority of our people need to know that this thing is good, not just for me and my mother and my father, not for me, myself and I, but for the country in general and its citizen.
So pretty much they haven't really sold what, like when they increase the price, they need to be able to explain to the people that, oh, this is why we need to, you know.
Exactly my
all the refineries are not working, so it's hard to explain to the poor man who when he wants to go from CMS to, you know, Mile 2 or from Mile 2 to Oshodi, that he used to pay, maybe before he used to pay 200 naira, now he's paying 500 naira. You know, and you trust me, the thing is still going to come back, so it comes back to the consumers at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You know, so it's they probably need to communicate better and let the people explain it to the people that why, you know, the pump prices
change. Yeah.
You know, the thing with Nigeria is that every good thing going on there seems to be owned by somebody.
Oh, child.
Somebody owns it, and they claim to own it. It's their own. The toll gate is for somebody, the gas is for somebody, the this is for somebody. So why would they reduce it? About when the pandemic was really high, they said that they reduced the oil, the gas pump, and you know, within 2 months they bring it back up. And I'm like, for what? We produce these things. We shouldn't have difficulties, you know, buying what we produce to help our country. But no, somebody owns it. So if somebody owns it, why would they let the price stay down? The price will not stay down. This is corruption. We are not looking at what is the nitty-gritty that is going on in Nigeria. There is just so much evil on the ground going on over there that must stop. It's unacceptable.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable.
Okay, moving on to the next thing. Of course, they also asked for the federal government to apologize to the victims and to compensate each victim. First of all, the victims. So now they're going to classify the victims from the EndSARS movement who have been killed. They have been asked that they should pay 100 million to each of to the victims' families. The only problem is we don't know the victims. It is a shame.
There's actually names. No, they're names.
They know the name. They can find them.
So far, I think we only had one. I watched on Sahara Reporters.
There's about close to 1,000 people that died, though.
No. There are some that died from, like, in Ikeja. I know those ones. There were 12 of them, and all in all, they said about 73 people lost their lives from the beginning of the EndSARS movement up until now. However, on that night of the 20th of October, they still don't know. Now, I know some members of the press went to the military hospital to try to, you know, identify some of the corpses that allegedly were carried to Ikeja military hospital, but they were not allowed to identify the corpses because they were like, no, they are not members of the committee. So where is this committee that has been formed? Because the thing is, when they begin to hide information, you guys say that maybe the names are out there, but I cannot tell exactly who were killed. And
there is a record. If they search it well, the family members are there. the friends are there, all the people rioting are there. People know somebody. They cannot tell us that they don't know those who died. Come on. That is an insult on those people that died and their family. They know those who died. They do. Even though they don't do proper accounting in Nigeria, which we all know. But they say that it's been tolling to almost 1,000 people that died. So they need to really go down and search and see those people. They don't even need to search. All they need to do is, if your family member or your friend died in this thing, there's a way to find out that it's true. Because I know some people might come up and say, oh, somebody died. No, there's a way to find out. There will be somebody who will say, I know they died. And there will be proof with the videos and everything that is going on. There is proof. They're just not looking yet.
Okay. Queen, you say that there has been evidence of the dead bodies. I don't know.
I was trying to play the video because when we had a protest right here in Canada, the Nigerian youth, they came up with, I think they had a moment of silence for each person, and they were actually calling the names of the ones that they had. And I have the video. I'll send that to you.
Only because there has been a lot of disparity between what some people said, some people were shot and they were carried and some bodies were taken away by whether it was the police or the military. But because they're trying to cover up and hide, we really can't tell everybody that died. And not everybody, because you know how it is when people are running, you lose friends. So we don't really, honestly, it would be good if the committee can be really, really transparent and say, look, we're going into this place, let the press follow along and say, these are the bodies that were brought into the morgue and these are the people that were shot, So just calling out a name, who knows? But having a body and someone identifying that body, then we really know that, okay, this person was shot, that person was shot. But the problem is, the military doesn't, first of all, they came out saying that they were not there. Videos came out and saw that they were there. Then they said, we did not shoot anybody.
Queen. Yeah, but Nina, is it not the same thing we've been talking about? Nigerians don't have accountability for anything. They don't have accountability. There's nobody to hold them accountable for any action. Okay, Desmond was saying the youth came and took away stuff of whatever. Do you remember in the House of Assembly earlier last year?
They
took the
stuff to hit it.
They took it away. Somebody grabbed it and ran. And such person in a huge country like Nigeria was never brought to. Nothing happened to the person. You walk into the Supreme Court of America and go and carry even pen from their table. Oh. My goodness, so it's the same thing, accountability, you can't even talk of transparency when they are not accountable to anybody. Anybody can do anything and get away with it in Nigeria. But the truth is, Nigeria has laws. We have very, very.
But they just don't implement it.
Exactly. We're not a lawless country.
Yeah, they don't use it.
It's just they don't use it.
It's one of the questions in that 12 for 12. Yeah. Something about the parliament or reconstruction or something like that.
Yeah, they don't use
it. It's in there too.
But how can they use it when you have a business administration graduate heading the
medical department?
There's nothing about law. And then you have an agriculturist being the minister for health. You have an educationist being the minister for road. Or whatever.
And nothing to do with what you do. How can a country function that way?
Yeah.
It's very dysfunctional. It's just that the right people are not in the right places. That's all it is.
Know the committee people so that we can hold them, we can actually see what they are doing. I would love
when you know the committee, you can't do nothing.
No, but it would be good to actually know them, and then we can actually have some kind of not to attack them, but to actually have some kind of transparency, like an open hearing would be nice, where the camera, that will actually show that they are really, really serious and they are doing the final demand for 12 for 12. They say, boo-boo, our great president should resign if he cannot do these things. If he cannot do what he has been asked to do, he should resign. Do you guys see this happening? Or do you think that they're just disturbing this poor man? Are they just disturbing this boob?
Yeah, see, Boo Boo has another 2 years to go. I am pretty sure in his, sitting down in his, we call it Tugada.
What's that?
It's this traditional relaxing recliner that they make with cloth.
Okay.
They make it with 100% woven cloth. My dad has one of those, so very comfortable. It's a piece of wood with cloth across it. The houses use it a lot. So I'm pretty sure when he's sitting there reclined, with his goro and whatever he's having, he'll be thinking too, like, oh my God, I can't wait for this day to come to pass so I can get the hell out of this place.
Boo fought for almost 8 or so years so that he kept on losing elections and he wanted to be there. So it's kind of disappointing that
I don't think he wants to be there right now. Trust me, with this fire on the mountain, nobody wants to.
He wants to run to the UK again. They didn't even put that in the demand. I was expecting to see that they will stop people from, like, your children and your family members, all should receive health care, education, everything should be taken. Then that way they will really begin to sit up and say, oh, if my kids have to be in university, they will pay the lecturers properly. The lecturers will not be on strike, because then you begin to see, when you see your children every day at home, it will make you feel, okay, you know what, we better try and get our school systems running and up and about, So
the simple truth is really for President Buhari to resign. It's not the problem of President Buhari alone. It's the problem of everybody, including us.
Yes.
Including the youth. Nigeria need a complete turnaround. The president resigns.
Totally turn around.
Yeah. If the president chooses to resign today, who says the next person that is going there is not going to be even more corrupt?
Right. Exactly.
So there's got to be that total flushing out of mentality and mindset, first of all, that I am not going to sit in this office rebuilding Nigeria for me, myself, and I. I am going to be in this office rebuilding this brand new country for the country itself and its citizen. Someone with such mindset should be prepared before you even talk of any resigning and anything.
Yes.
What do you think?
I think as though if we do have a good constitution in place, which I think that we don't, even if we do, it's not well put together. So what I think is that Buhari should reshuffle his cabinet, and he can be impeached. It's okay, but he needs to reshuffle the cabinet. He needs to reshuffle everything else. He needs to listen to these youth people and see who we can remove, who we can bring down in position if they're not doing their job. And then he needs to change certain things and rules that he goes by. So this way, everything can begin to fall into place. It's everybody's work, it's everybody's contribution, it's everybody's attribute. Everybody has to contribute to the success of Nigeria, because everybody somehow really is looting Nigeria. Everybody somehow is looking for what is in there for me, what is the national cake, what is there. So he really needs to reshuffle his cabinet, not remove him. But then if he doesn't, then that question will come. Or in the next 2 years, not reappoint him, because we just have to let him go, no matter what it is that they are giving to people to entice them to come. People need to stand on their word and be truthful to themselves and say, what do I want to see in Nigeria? Not what I want to do for myself. It's, well, what can I do for my country?
Okay, that's a great one. So lastly, I also wanted to talk about this issue. We had our great Lai Mohammed, who is, I think, Minister for, I keep getting it wrong, whether it's information or communication. He said there should be a national policy on social media. Pretty much they're looking at shutting down social media at will. In other words, if the youth are tweeting stuff and talking and sharing things, because pretty much this battle wasn't just fought only at Lekki. The battle was also fought on social media, right? It got the world's attention. People were tagging Beyonce, tagging the president of America, France, and tagging them and letting them know that, look, who the military is shooting at us, innocent protesters. So our government is kind of angry. And as we speak, I said again that as we speak, there's a suit in court in which the government is trying to shut down Twitter in Nigeria. How can we stop this? Like, how can we explain it to them how important social media is, and being that is the voice of the people? Please, Queen, go at this.
Nena, first of all, I don't even want to respond to that question saying, how can we stop them? Are we supposed to even be thinking about that? Since when did we become North Korea?
They're in court. They're in court. Yeah. And one day we will just wake up.
Who is going to win that case?
Nobody.
TikTok don't come out. Facebook is gone. No.
Nena.
That is control.
Nena.
That
Who's
is
going to
control.
win that case? Who do you think is going to win that case?
Why do you think they have put their own judges and chief justices? Do you
so
think
that responds to your question right there, because we are under dictatorship right now.
That's right.
There's no democracy in Nigeria. If not, why will a democratic government arise and say, I am going to take the
You're
right
taking away the rights of the people. You're trying to take the rights of the
people from them.
Yeah, that is taking away the rights of the people.
So that court camouflage, they're just propagating. They're going to come back and say, yeah, hooray, we won the case. So no more social media. But
yes,
the thing is really, we are in the 21st century. Okay. That is of an advantage for us. That's number one. Number two, exactly the mistake the devil made when he killed Jesus, not knowing that Jesus was going to even become bigger than what he was before the devil, killed him. The same mistake Nigerian government has made. Why? Because they have made some of us to leave the country before they are trying to shut out social media. So guess what? The technology today, with my phone, I can still get news. And I don't live there that they're going to do anything. So let them go ahead and shut social media.
I don't think you're understanding.
They don't get it. They don't get
it. When they shut it down, it will be a total blackout. Not
they can't.
The only way you revert back to going to stand by the bus stop to go and buy Vanguard paper and go and buy to hear what is going on in 2020.
Not in the 21st century. They can try, but
what do you think?
It won't happen.
Like I said, it is controlling. It is manipulation. It is taking away people's rights. It's preventing people to know what is actually going on in Nigeria so that they can continue to loot, continue to demolish, continue to destroy, continue to steal, and continue to lie to the world that things are going okay. They only want their own voice to be heard. They don't want the voice of Nigerians to be heard, because social media has really exposed them. So that's why they don't want it. But it's not going to work now, because social media, not everybody in Nigeria even have a social media. It's those who can afford it, isn't it? So you cannot take away people's rights and their money. You can't do that. We will still do it. Yes.
Do you guys remember when David Mark said owning a little phone like this is only for the elite? Do you remember that comment? Years ago, Queen David Mark in your place, he said,
I remember that.
Phone should only be, why does a market woman need phone? What does she need the phone for? That
Excuse me?
Not for real. So so when you look back at these things, you're like, oh wow, like it sounds like we are speaking one language and they are speaking another language. For someone like Desmond Elliott to come out and say, oh, social media influencers should be careful, social media and all of that, and then they're wondering at Twitter, and I think last week also what the president, what's his name? one of the president's men was very upset that people were tweeting at him, and he thought, oh, why should they do that and all of that? And they forget that they are actually meant to be there to serve, you know. And Desmond came up through social media. All of them use social. They have, like, we watched Uncle Dino's dances and all of that. Is what made him popular, right? Dino's
That's right.
They want to put Nigerians, the poor Nigerians, in the dark. They want to put them in the dark. That is subduing people. That's what they are doing. So they can be the only one, their voice is heard. They're only one that is ruling and running Nigeria. They're the only one that knows what is going on. And then they can give the general public whatever they want.
That's true. So in closing, it's a lot. I look at this 12 for 12 things. Osidian says, keep speaking the truth. God bless you. Thank you so much. And I look at these 12 things and I feel that there's still so much. It's not just as much as dropping this list and saying, oh, we've told them what they need to do, and then we turn our backs. We have to keep speaking. You know, we do not definitely want any lives to be lost, but all of us, we have to continue to talk on Twitter, you know, keep posting about the 12 for 12. Even though I feel that list there should be so much more added to that list, you know, and we need to keep seeing the move. Where, you know, we're going to keep moving. So in conclusion, Queen, I'm going to ask you to just give your closing remarks, and what else would you want to add to that list if you had, you know, if you could sit down one-on-one with Boo Boo, you know, what would you want to do for you, you know, to, you know, kind of move us ahead? Go on, Queen.
If I have the opportunity to sit down with our Boo Boo, like you rightly said, there's just so much to be added to that list. But more than adding anything to a list is, I think the very first thing that he should do is every single person in an office there in the position of leadership need to first ask themselves, what I'm doing today, how is it going to affect my generations yet unborn tomorrow? If those kinds of questions can be answered by the leaders themselves, because the truth is we only on earth for maybe 100 if you push, 120 if you push. I've not heard of anyone that have lived 130, 140, right? So in this 120 years on earth, what will you leave behind for the next generations and the next generations? Such thoughts has to become a problem in our hearts. Okay, so not so much of the list. If I meet with President Buhari today, the one thing I will ask him is, where is your heart and where is the heart of the people that are serving with you? That's the question I will ask, and I'll let him speak. So my advice is, like Blessing said, to rebuild back Nigeria is not the leaders, it's not the leadership alone.
True.
The onus is on us, the citizens, the youth, the old, the young, the new, the old. You know, it's all of us put together that we can bring back and rebuild a brand new Nigeria that will be favorable and comfortable for not just the leaders to live in, but for every citizens of Nigeria. And how do we do that? We will do that by working together. We will do that by loving the country. We'll do that by loving the nation. We'll do that by being honest. We'll do that by being truthful. We'll do that by being transparent. And we will do that by emulating the qualities that a leader should have. And one of those qualities is a leader is a servant of the people.
I love that. I totally do. Blessing, what do you, if you had the opportunity to sit down with Uncle Boo Boo, you know, what will you tell him, and what will you be your major demands, and, you know?
If I have the opportunity to sit with him,
yes,
I will ask him, when you travel to other Western world to go for your doctor's appointment and all those other things, Don't you think it's a good thing for you to go and do the same thing in Nigeria because there is good hospital and good doctors?
That's
Because
true.
if we don't have good health, then what becomes of us? And what is your plan for the future Nigerians, the ones behind us, the youths? What do you want to do to stabilize a job for them because they are the next generation? And then what are you going to do about the retirees that are going from their state to Abuja? They turn them up and down. How would you feel if you were to be in that kind of predicament? A lot of them don't even have food on their table.
That's
And
true.
also, what are you going to do about the high rocketing of prices of everything in Nigeria? Nothing goes down, rather, it shoots up, whether the people work or they don't work. You need to think about those things. And then I would like to suggest to him to reshuffle his cabinet and make sure that things, taking example from all those countries that they travel to, and bringing some of those ideas to implement it in Nigeria, then we are moving forward.
Okay, thank you so much. Guys, be sure to check out The Real Blessing Chuku on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe and follow. And also be sure to check out the Queen Amina show on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe and follow and give us a thumbs up and a like. In closing, I'm going to read this comment. It was given by Obsidian says, freedom is never given voluntarily by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. You must demand it, and for it will not be given freely.
Credit, quote, and unquote, Martin Luther King. So please put a quote on that and give that credit. That's
okay,
quote, yeah.
So in closing, thank you so much, ladies. I totally appreciate you all for coming online today and speaking about the 12 for 12. In closing, I'm definitely, if I had the opportunity to sit down with Boo Boo, I would say, Oga, I don't know what you want to do in the next 2 years. But if you want to go and stay in London, please go. But when you go, just hand over to Uncle Oshibaju. It'd be like, say, Prof, we do better something for us, for the country, because you can't be sitting around and then they have to interpret everything for you. Like, Oga, please just go and sit. Go, no problem. Keep that one private jet. Keep pilot. Hand over power to Prof. Let Prof be able to rule the country, and be seen to show this 12 for 12 demands. Nothing stops them from coming out and saying, hey, you know what, we have done this one. We are now, these are the families that we have identified so far. We're going to start paying this family, and those things will begin to stop the anger and begin to, make people feel at ease, with what is going on in the country. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you so much for those that came online to share with us. I am so grateful. And at this point, we sign out. Be sure to check out the Foxy Mama 365 on YouTube. Bye, guys. Thank you.